And we've got some new developments tonight in a workplace accident at Mount Hood Skibowl that left one worker dead and another seriously injured. This happened earlier this year. Now, we've obtained the final Oregon OSHA investigation report and some photos, and the findings point to systemic safety failures, ignored manufacturer warnings, and a lack of training on the mountain. Fox 12 investigative reporter Ward Jollis joins us now in studio with this exclusive story.
Yeah, and if you don't remember, this accident happened back on April 30th of this year. 30-year-old lift maintenance technician Greg Hunter was killed, and 23-year-old Evan Parsons was critically injured when the maintenance basket that they were riding in plunged 30 feet from the upper bowl chairlift at Skibowl. State investigators have spent months examining the wreckage, and their final report says that this tragedy was entirely preventable.
These state evidence photos show the violent aftermath of the April 30th accident at Skibowl. This yellow object is the maintenance basket used to do maintenance on Skibowl chairlifts. Its steel frame warped and guardrail sheared off from the impact of the fall and rolling more than 100 feet down the mountain. Investigators found that the basket's manufacturer, Superior Tramway, had two strict safety rules. Workers must never stand on the basket's upper deck while in motion, and the basket must never be operated on slopes steeper than 35 degrees. The report says Skibowl management violated both of those rules. On top of that, OSHA's report said, quote, during an interview with Safety and Ski Patrol Director Christopher Catlin, when the compliance officer asked Catlin if lift maintenance department employees had received training on hazards and instructions associated with the new work carrier, Catlin stated he was unaware of any such training. So without training, the workers went up the upper bowl lift where the slope was too steep. The basket sat crooked and slammed into a heavy metal guide on a chairlift tower. The force shredded the main steel cable, ripped the basket completely free, and sent both men plunging to the ground. Inspectors also issued a second serious violation, finding Skibowl's safety committee hadn't met in over 3 months prior to the accident, leaving year-round maintenance workers unsupported.
OSHA fined Skibowl more than $43,000 for these alleged violations, but now a legal battle is brewing. Court records show Skibowl's attorneys formally appealed the citations, denying that any safety violations occurred. We reached out to them for comment on this. We have not heard back. In studio, Ward Jollis, Fox 12 Oregon.